So a lot of people often think that being cheap is not always good, and that is exactly that what is true for most of the industries in the year 2025, and that is just because of the trade war, the increasing tension between the countries, and also because of a lot of companies who just want to have increased profit margin. And that is exactly that what is happening with the Apple's iPhone 16e, because that is one smartphone that is really good, but just because of the price of that smartphone I can just not justify it and recommend that smartphone to anyone in my home or my friends or any one of you. But the thing is that amid of all those things, there is one smartphone that I was surprised to see, and that is the Google Pixel 9a. Now this smartphone is such a great smartphone that I just want to buy one right now for myself. But just a disclaimer, I do not have this smartphone in my studio, but the smartphone that I use in my recent time is the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, and the specifications of that smartphone is almost the same as this budget friendly. I think so it is about 679 or 680 Canadian dollars. I'm not too sure about the exact price, but this is a smartphone that is a very cheap one in comparison to all the other offerings that we have in the market, and this is one of the best budget friendly smartphones that I have seen in the recent year. Now the thing is that again, a lot of other smartphones like the OnePlus 13R, it just saw a price increase in the year 2025 as well, and it costs about 850 Canadian dollars. And in fact, I think so that smartphone, it does have a better performance in comparison to this Google Pixel 9a. But just because of all the features that you are getting out of this Google Pixel 9a, I just think so that this is one of the best smartphones to pick in this year. And let us just talk about why do I feel like the very same thing. Now the number one thing is that we have been asking from a long time from the manufacturers that you should just give us a smartphone with not a big camera hump, just like what we have on this Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. You can see that the rings on this smartphone are just too much for a daily consumer, and you would just want to have a design with no I would say the camera bump at all, or no camera visor. Now how Google achieved it, I'm not too sure about, but I think so that it is a very simple design. It is not one of the best looking smartphones that you will get in the market, but this is one of the cleanest design. Google, unlike all the other brands in the market, they decided to make the camera visor of this smartphone to be on the flatter side, and also at the same time they did bring a 48 megapixel main camera sensor along with a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera sensor on this all new Google Pixel 9a, which is amazing. And we already know all the AI magic that goes through the Google Pixel smartphone, so the performance would be not too far away from the Google Pixel 9 and the Google Pixel 9 Pro, which is just amazing. Now we do not have any kind of telephoto camera sensor on this smartphone, which is just okay, because we have got a lot of AI edit features on this smartphone to be able to make, or I would say enhance, the videographs and the photographs on this smartphone, even though there is no kind of optical zoom on this camera sensor. Again, something that is very much better than having an iPhone 16e, because that smartphone, in my opinion, it just lacks in a lot of specifications that is very much necessary for a flagship of the year 2025, or at least a mid-range flagship from Apple. The iPhone 16e, it has just got a single camera sensor. There is a big notch on the smartphone. It has not any kind of variable refresh rate on the smartphone, which is just one thing that is necessary. And a lot of smartphones that are even 150 Canadian dollars, they have also got some kind of high refresh rate that is just missing from the iPhone 16e. But this is one thing where the Google Pixel 9a, it just shines. It has got a dual camera sensor alongside of a screen that has got about 2700 nits of peak brightness, and it is one of the smartphones that does not even look like a subcategory or a mid-range smartphone, because if you just look at the general design, it looks a bit more like the latest iPhones. It has got the same rounded edges on the sides of the smartphone, and overall it is a more flatter and a squared off design at the same time. And also it is an aluminum build rather than having something like a plastic build, just like a few of the nothing smartphones. Also at the same time, this is one smartphone that has also got a lot of AI features, and this is just not talking because all the features would be available day one for usage on this smartphone, which is just great. This smartphone has also got a flagship processor from the Google Pixel 9 Pros and the 9 Pro XL, and that is a G4 Tensor chip. And even though that this is not one of the most powerful chipset that we have seen in this day and time, it is one of the most efficient ones. And also at the same time, this processor is very much capable for all the AI tasks, and that just makes this smartphone as a very special pick for this year. Now for all the features that this smartphone has got is the features like the clear calling feature. That is again one thing that a lot of companies are still missing in this day and time, and it just makes a lot of difference while you're making a call. It just fixes your voice calls, and also it makes it just amazing to talk on a Google Pixel smartphone versus something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra or the latest Apples of this year. Also, this smartphone will also get the call screen feature, which is again one thing that is very much essential for spam protection and just making sure that there are no spam calls and the messages on your smartphone, which is again great. And also the call assist feature is now something that will include the hold for me feature, which holds the phone for you and notifies you when it is ready for the call. But also we have got this Google Assistant baked in the smartphone, which is a very much necessary for doing the things like opening the calendar, making the calls, and doing a voice to type thing, which is one of the best that we have seen on the Google smartphones. But also on top of that, we will get on the smartphone the Google Gemini AI, which is again might be free for at least 1 year. But this is one assistant that had been the best one, as I have been testing a lot of smartphones, and I think so this is yet one of the best implementation of any AI assistant. And also this is one of the most accurate ones that I have seen in the recent times. And also this Google Pixel 9a, it has got the Add Me feature, which at first I thought that this feature is just reserved for the Google Pixel 9, the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL, but I was just surprised to see that this feature is also available on the A series of the smartphone. And this is one of my favorite features about the Google Pixel 9. And again, it allows you to take a photograph of something, maybe your sibling, your friend or something, when you are not in the frame, and then you can do another photograph with you in the frame, and it will stitch both of the photographs, and it would just not even ever look like that you were not there in the original frame, which is one thing that is amazing. Now the other feature that would be available on this one is this Pixel Studio feature, which is one thing I think so is a very underrated one. I have seen a lot of implementations from Apple and Samsung, but I think so what Google is able to do with this Google Pixel Studio, I think this is one of the best one. Now you can create a lot of emojis. You can just use the text to image thing on this Google Pixel Studio, and you just write the prompt and it will create an image for you, which is just amazing. But you can also add stickers, add text prompts, and make a poster maybe, or make a memoji or an emoji or something. Not an emoji actually, just make some kind of meme with the help of this all new Pixel Studio feature on this Google Pixel 9a. And what is the fraction of the cost that you're getting this feature for free on this Google Pixel 9a? It is just amazing. But also you have got all the other AI features on the smartphone to make the camera experience on the smartphone a bit more better, just like the night sight, the night photography, the night videography, the best take feature to take the best implementation of your face, or maybe if the photo is not good, it will just recognize what is the best take for you. But also you have got this magic editor feature on this Google Pixel 9a as well. That is one of the oldest features. So in a nutshell, where a lot of smartphone manufacturing companies are giving you less and less and asking more and more money, and the dollar to value ratio is just not as much as what you would want at the same place, the Google Pixel 9a is just a refresh, because this is one cheap smartphone that does not look cheap in the terms of the look. It comes in a lot of different colors, and also this is one device that does come with a lot of AI features. And the thing that this Google Pixel 9a can do, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, that is one of the most expensive iPhones that they cannot do as well. And that is just a breath of fresh air that I just wanted to see in the terms of the mid-range smartphones in the market. Well, that was all that what I wanted to share in this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.